Hello there. Today we're going to be going over the origins and insertions of the bones in the upper extremity: the clavicle, the scapula, the humerus, the radius, and the ulna. We're going to be starting off with the clavicle. So starting off, red markings are origins, blue markings are insertions. On the sternal end, we have the sternohyoid. Then moving over, we have the origin of the pectoralis major. Moving over, we have the origin of the deltoid. On the posterior aspect, the only insertion we have is for the trapezius. Next up, we're gonna have to reach behind our back and grab our scapula. So again, reds are origins, blue are insertions. Starting off here, we've got the infraspinatus, the supraspinatus, and the subscapularis. Coming back to this side, we have our teres major, our teres minor. Moving over, our long head of the triceps. Moving up, we have our long head of the biceps. Right here, we have our coracobrachialis. Over here, we have the inferior belly of the omohyoid. Over on this side, on the spine, we've got the deltoid. Now for blues, a little bit superior, we have the insertion of the trapezius. On this side, we've got the serratus anterior. And then over here, we've got the pec minor. And then on this side, we've got rhomboid major, rhomboid minor, and the levator scapulae. Okay, that's the scapula. Next up, we're gonna have to find our humerus. Now, before we begin, let's orient ourselves properly. Let's find the olecranon fossa, which is on the posterior aspect, distal posterior. Line that up against your arm. When the humeral head faces medial, that's when you know it's oriented properly. We're gonna start off with insertions this time. Starting off, we've got the subscapularis, the supraspinatus, the infraspinatus, and the teres minor. Moving down the shaft, turning a little ways, we've got the insertion for the pectoralis major, latissimus dorsi, and teres major. Down a little further, we've got our deltoid, coracobrachialis, and that's all the insertions. On to origins, we've got the lateral head of the triceps, we've got the medial head of the triceps, we've got the brachialis. Moving down here, origin of the anconeus, common extensor origin. We then have the extensor carpi radialis longus, and then we also have the brachialis, brachioradialis. On the other side, we have the common flexor origin and the pronator teres. That is the humerus. Now, we have our ulna. Again, reds are origins, blues insertions. Starting off, we have our supinator, pronator teres, flexor digitorum superficialis, flexor digitorum profundus, pronator quadratus. On the other side, we have our adductor pollicus longus, extensor pollicus longus, and our extensor indicis. Over here, we have the insertion for the anconeus, the brachialis, and at the very top, we've got our triceps insertion. Next, and our last bone of the upper extremity, we have our radius. Okay, for the final time, origins are red, insertions are blue. Start off with the insertions. We have the insertion for the supinator, the pronator teres, and right down here, we have the insertion for the brachioradialis. On this side, insertion for the biceps, and then the insertion for the pronator quadratus. or quadratus. For an origin, we have the flexor pollicis longus, adductor pollicis longus, and extensor pollicis brevis. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.